Hello, friends. Day one. Happy New Year, everybody. I hope you had a great New Year. I had a good New Year. It was fun. But anyway, I wanted to talk about doing my low buy year. This is day one. And my plan for this year is to do a low buy year. I'm not doing a no buy year. And why am I doing a low buy year? The reason I'm doing a low buy instead of a no buy year is because going to me in my head, telling myself I'm doing a no buy year sort of means deprivation to me, that I can't do this, I can't do that. You know, it's very restrictive to me. So, but a low buy year, on the other hand, makes me feel like I have some choices about where I want to actually spend my money. So that's why I'm going with a low buy year instead of a no buy year. So anyway, you may want to follow along with me, and I know a lot of people don't want to commit to doing such a lengthy stretch of low buy, but a day, a weekend, a week, a month is very doable. And sometimes you have to play little games with yourself and say, okay, I'm going to do a low buy day. And then you can add a little bit to it. I'm going to do a low buy weekend, or a low buy week, or a low buy month, and so on and so on. But I've done low buy months last year, and it worked out very well for me, and I actually did enjoy it. So this year, I want to do a low buy year. And I'll probably fall off that wagon every now and then, but that's okay. I'm going to keep a positive attitude about it and try and get through it and just do the best I can. So, and no matter which way, even if you do fall off the wagon sometimes, you're still going to save some money. So why am I doing a low buy year? That's a good question. I have some bills that I need to get paid off. Living on a lower income and having overspent the years before has left me with some debt that I need to clear up. So anyway, throughout my lifetime, I've been debt-free. I've had debt, been debt-free again, had debt, so I've kind of gone back and forth. But what I don't like at this point in my life, since I am on a fixed income, is I don't like that I have to pay almost all the extra dollars that I do have. Instead of on something enjoyable, I have to pay it on a bill. And I don't want to do that anymore. So I do want to pay down my debt. And my goal is, maybe not for this year, but for at least the following year, that'll be all accomplished. So anyway, I wanted to make some rules for myself and share them with you. And this is something that's very personal to each person. When you sit down with pen and paper and write down what your goals are for your no buy or low buy period of spending, it's important that you make some rules for yourself. What are the absolute things that you determine to be necessities? And it doesn't matter if your friends consider it to be necessities or whatever anybody else tells you. This is very personal to you. So if you're a person that loves, let's say clothing, you absolutely love clothing and you overspend on clothing, but you can still allow yourself a small budget for the clothing. And this is why I like the low buy instead of the no buy. So anyway, whatever your thing is, that you feel like you need to have at least a little fix on, and that's okay. Go ahead and make yourself a little budget and allow that in your budget. So let me see here what I have. What low buy means to me, okay? I mean, obviously, I do need groceries. I need food, but I already have a lot of food. And I did a lot of pantry cooking and shopping last year, and so I did use up a lot of my stash, but I've replenished most of it so that I still only need to go out grocery shopping. My goal is once a month, but I may have to go out a couple times a month depending on what my needs are. So that's one of the things I'm going to do. Another thing I'm going to do starting today, I would like to prepare for next Christmas. And this past Christmas was really pretty good for me, and as far as not overspending, because I did have money put away, but it's something that I sort of put money aside for the whole year, and it's something I really need to start again starting today. So I will put money away, and then next Christmas, I plan on having, again, a very simple, minimal Christmas that is elegant and minimal and will be joyful for all my family. Now, you may want to include in that birthdays and any gifts that you want to give. You may want to set a price in your head. Okay, for birthdays, I'm going to spend $25 and or whatever your cost is. And for Christmas, I'm going to spend X amount of dollars. And just start putting that money in a little fund. I have an extra little savings fund for that I stick money in whenever I get a little extra. I stick it in there, even if it's just a couple dollars. It all goes into that fund. But I think it's important that you start sooner rather than later. So that's one thing I'm going to do. So the first thing I'm going to do after deciding on the Christmas and gift fund, I'm going to make a needs list. What do I consider my needs? And once you find a product that you've been using and it fills your need, let's say it's a shampoo that you like. Don't buy any other kind of shampoo. Just stick to that kind, use up what you have, and only keep one extra in reserve when they're on sale. So that way, things go on sale all the time. You don't have to stock up on 20 of them at once. So if you keep one in reserve and one that you're using, that should be plenty for your needs list. And mark down a list of everything that you use consistently. If you know you use one bottle of shampoo every 2 months, then put that on your list. If you have a special thing that you use to clean with, and you know how often you need that thing, then put that on your list. Whatever it is, food-wise, if you know you need so much meat every month or however often you shop, put that on your list, and then stick to the basics. Stick to simple, very simple recipes that you don't need a lot of ingredients for, that you can pull out of your pantry and your freezer and cook from scratch. So I'm going to write out a list of everything that I need in a certain time frame. So that way I will only spend money on those things. Now, if you have, like me, I have shampoos that I've bought before that I wanted to try and it didn't work out for whatever reason. I didn't like how they did my hair, but don't throw those things away. You can use those up. For instance, if you have a conditioner that you bought that you don't like, you can shave with it, shave your legs with it. Or if you have a shampoo that you don't like for your hair, use that shampoo as a body wash, or use it as hand soap. Put it in an Old Save dispenser that you can use as hand soap. If you bought face cream that isn't really working so well on your face, you can use that as a body cream. You don't need to throw it out. So try and use up everything you have in your stash that's been sitting there that's still usable, and use it for something else. Think outside the box a little bit and just use it for something else. So that's another thing that you can help to save money by and stick with your low buy year. So once you get your needs list completed, figure out how often you need to buy these products, stick with the list, and then make yourself a budget. So be realistic about it. Don't say, okay, I'm only spending $10 on groceries this week when you know you're going to have to spend 20 or 30, whatever your budget is. But make a realistic budget that coincides with your needs list. And so that's the first thing. Come up with a budget for that. So then after that, there are going to be things, especially if you do a no spend for longer periods of time, there are going to be things that are going to be going on a want list. And that's fine. I personally, I've had it in my Amazon cart now for almost a month, and I want to purchase, it's a little cabinet that I can put all my CDs and DVDs in, because right now they're all stacked up upstairs where I don't use them, but I would like to start listening to music more this year. And I have a lot of really nice CDs that I want to get out. And this is sort of an apothecary cabinet. And you can put all your CDs in there. So I didn't want to purchase it before Christmas because my Christmas tree is in the space where I want to put this little cabinet. So I purposefully waited until after New Year's. I want to get all my decorations put away before I buy this thing. And it's not a real expensive piece of furniture. So I know that I wanted to purchase that. Do I need it? No, I don't really need it, but it's going to go onto my want list. So, and I'm not going to purchase anything else until I get that money paid back. So then I can purchase something else. But whatever your want list is, make yourself a want list. And if it means, you shop on Amazon and you put it on your wish list, and then just don't purchase it until you either have the money for it or you have a plan to get the money for it, and then go ahead and buy it. Because you can't go for that long a time and not purchase anything. I mean, at least realistically, I think it's kind of setting yourself up for failure. And there's nothing wrong with wanting something. The problem comes in when your want list is way longer than your need list, and you end up getting into debt. So, but anyway, that's my plan for now. I'm going to keep working on my list, and I'm going to keep working on my budget to see where I want to purposefully spend my money, pay down my debt, and still live an abundant life and not feel deprived, and it can be done. So anyway, today's day one of my journey, and I plan on doing one day at a time, one step at a time, and I think it can be done. And if you guys want to come along on my journey and pick up at any point, I'm going to be posting videos now and then about how it's going and what I'm doing. And hopefully it'll be helpful to some of you. And leave me some comments below if you do no low spends, what you do, because we can all benefit from that. We can all learn from each other. And please communicate. Feel free to communicate with each other. Read the other comments. I enjoy doing that. And we can all learn and make progress together and make this a really wonderful new year and save some money and still have a good time. And so that's all I have today. Anyway, I love you guys. I wish you abundant blessings, and I'll see you next time.